Today I'm going to talk about how you are what you feed, shaping your microbiome and how it shapes you. But first, I want to start with a question. What makes us who we are? It's been nearly a century since DNA was identified as the biological blueprint for building and running our bodies. Since this discovery, we have come a long way in understanding how the 3 billion base pairs comprising our genome and the 20,000 plus genes it encodes in our DNA help shape us. Despite the vast phenotypic differences between individuals, however, over 99.6% of our genome is the same between each and every one of us. Only approximately 0.1% of your DNA is different from any other given individual's, excluding the XY chromosome difference between males and females. Even in the case of identical twins, they can have as few as just a dozen different base pairs in their entire genome, and yet they can still grow up to have many distinct differences in physical and behavioral traits, which leaves the question, if our DNA is so similar, what makes each of us so different? Well, over the last couple of decades, we have come to the realization that we aren't living alone, and our DNA isn't the only DNA that shapes who we are. We are actually superorganisms. A superorganism is a group of synergistically interacting organisms, and in our case, we are synergistically living with trillions of bacterial cells each and every day. In fact, there are more bacterial cells in and on our bodies than there are human cells. The collection of microorganisms that live in and on the human body, including the bacteria, viruses, fungi, and archaea, and their genetic material, is referred to as the human microbiome, and it consists of multiple distinct microbial communities. Each of these communities contains tens to hundreds of thousands of microbial species, which in turn contain tens of millions of genes, all of which can contribute to what is happening within our bodies. And although we share 99.9% of the base pairs within our 20,000 plus human genes, what about our microbial genes? Even twins, who share over 99.999% of their human genome, share less than 50% of their microbial genes. So while human genes may be the same as everyone else's, there may be millions of genes at work in our bodies that are unique to just us, shaping how we develop and even who we are. You may ask how your microbiome can shape you. Well, over the last couple of decades, advances in technology have allowed us to begin to explore the previous unknown roles of our microbiome, and additional connections are being made every day. So far, changes in our microbiome have already been linked to how our body functions, including our digestion and energy metabolism, immune system, and how we respond to medicine. Our microbiomes even affect our physical and mental health and have been shown to be linked to the development of conditions such as allergies and obesity, as well as anxiety and depression. Our microbiomes It has become clear that its role cannot be understated. But what does that mean for us? Should we care? Well, the most exciting aspect about the microbiome is unlike our DNA, we can change our microbiomes. In fact, you already are through choices you make each and every day. In fact, our microbiomes are being crafted from the moment we are born. Our current microbiomes are the result of choices, both large and small, that we have made or have been made for us throughout our entire lives, starting from before we were even born. Studies have shown vast differences in the microbiomes of infants that affect their chance of developing conditions such as asthma or obesity, changes resulting from whether they were born by natural or cesarean delivery, whether or not the mothers were on perinatal or postnatal antibiotics, whether they were breast or formula fed, and whether or not they grew up with or without pets. Many choices that have been made throughout our lives affect the development and maintenance of our microbiome. But how do we craft a favorable microbiome? While we may be decades away from customizing our microbiomes to our individual needs, or determining a full list of beneficial or harmful strains we want in our microbiomes for any given condition, we do know a little about how we can improve our microbiome health. And a great way to do that is being mindful of what you feed your microbiome and strengthen your immune system, reducing the risk of infections such as colds and flus. Other fermented foods that act as probiotics, such as kimchi, kombucha, and sourdough bread, have been shown to not just reduce inflammation and improve digestion, but also to improve your mental health, reducing anxiety and depression. Whole grains like brown rice and quinoa that are rich in dietary fiber have been shown to the growth promote the growth of beneficial gut bacteria such as bifidobacteria, and lactobacillia, which reduce inflammation and promote gut health. Even the type of water you drink has a significant impact on your microbiome. Studies have found distinct microbiome signatures associated with the source of an individual's drinking water, with well water drinkers having more diverse microbiomes than individuals who drink filtered or bottled water. But while promoting beneficial microbes may help improve the health of our microbiome, what's even more important is staying away from products that are detrimental to your microbiome's health. Compounds that, when you are exposed to them, cause significant dysbiosis and severe damage to microbes, contributing core functions to your physical and mental health. The most serious of these being antibiotics. The usage of antibiotics has been shown to severely disrupt the gut microbiome and, in some cases, lead to infections including Clostridium difficile or long term health problems like IBS, obesity, and other metabolic disorders. While other substances may not have as profound effects on your microbiome as antibiotics, regular exposure to everyday substances also have the potential to be equally as harmful. Alcohol and chlorhexidine-based mouthwashes have been shown to cause dysbiosis in your oral microbiome, potentially leading to increased risk of cavities and other oral health issues. While foods high in refined sugars or processed and fried foods high in saturated fats have been shown to promote proliferation of harmful microbiota families Cerobacteriaceae and Ruminococcus that increase inflammation and can increase the risk of IBS and other metabolic disorders. Alcohol, even in small amounts, can lead to microbiome dysbiosis, and heavier chronic consumption can be as harmful to your microbiome as antibiotics. So, what does this mean for us? Should we never take antibiotics again? Are we not allowed to enjoy the occasional glass of alcohol? The microbiome is complex, and we don't have all the answers yet. We are just beginning to learn about the complexities of our microbiome, but the first step is acknowledging that we are superorganisms, and our microbiomes are an integral part of who we are. Therefore, we need to be conscious of how we take care of them so they can take better care of us. Thank you.